Good evening, and thank you for coming. According to the state of obesity from 2011 to 2012, more than 68% of adults living in the United States are overweight or obese. It is for this reason that I chose the topic of stigmas of being overweight and obese when I was presented with the assignment of a topic article speech. The article published in 2012 named The Stigmas of Obesity can be found in the Obesity Journal, Volume 17, Issues 5, page 941 to 964. The author of these articles are Yale graduate Rebecca N. Pure and Columbia graduate Chelsea A. Hewer. The goal of this article is to bring to light the stigmas of being overweight and obese and the negative effects it has on the individuals affected by it. I chose this article because I have been overweight my whole life and I come from a long history of obesity in my family. The authors discuss the biased stigmas of being overweight in different situations of life in the personal and professional fields. I will be discussing the four main topics researched in this article of the stigmas of obesity. In the professional field, the medical field, educational field, and the effects that they cause the individuals that are harmed by these biases. The first point I will talk to you about is the stigma of being overweight in the workplace. It starts when not being hired at all. Even though they are qualified for that job, somebody else instead gets hired with less qualifications, but because of their average weight that they come to the job with. Aside from not being hired, when they do get hired, they are affected negatively in wages and promotions. According to Rebecca M. Pure, author of this article, wages are more negatively affected by women. Women who are 64 pounds or more are affected with a 9% decrease, a 9% decrease over the lifetime span of their career. Also, meta-analysis show that overweight employees were disadvantaged when they were being considered for jobs that required physical, extensive public contact with people. For instance, bank tellers and sales associates, they were considered less because of their weight compared to that of average person. And what about when professionals require them to help obese individuals? For instance, in the medical field. In a study of 620 primary care physicians, it is showed that they viewed obese patients as awkward, unattractive, ugly, and non-compliant. They also believed that seeing obese patients was a great waste of their time, and heavier patients were more annoying and would be less likely to comply with medical advice given to them. Also, they thought that they would benefit less from counseling that would be provided to them. They also believed that seeing obese patients was a greater waste of their time, and heavier patients were more annoying. Physicians were not the only ones that considered this. In a 2006 review of research showed that nurses' attitudes towards obese patients was similar to that of physicians. They thought that obese patients were lazy, lacking in self-control, and non-compliant with others as well. Which brings me to my next point. If physicians and nurses won't help individuals to educate themselves and to get help with the problem, then who is there to teach them? In a 2006 study of over 700,000 men, it was found out that those who were obese at age 18 had a lower chance of attaining a higher education other than high school. What about teachers? In a 2007 review by Poe, it was also examined and then demonstrated that they too reported stigmatizing attitudes towards obese individuals. What does all this amount to? All their lives, they get stigmatized at work, at school, at hospitals, and clinics. At the end of the day, the results of overweight bias of the individuals are feeling depression, low self-esteem, and body image dissatisfaction, among others. I focus on these topics because I felt they were the ones that influenced the individual's life the most. In conclusion, these were a few of the stigmatides of being obese in the professional field, the medical field, educational field, and the effects that came to the individual. The studies all concluded that bias leads more negative effects on those individuals, leading them down bad roads that causes their obesities. We, as a generation, need to change that. We need to help them and remember that they are all human beings, and it is the feelings that matter and not the size of their body, big or small. Thank you.